Hi, I'm Dave Taylor, Product Manager for TEC. Today what we're going to be talking about is Schwank High Intensity Infrared. We're going to show you a little bit about the product. So let's get going. Here we are with the product itself. This is the Schwank, which is a line that we carry. This is the Primo Schwank. They have another one that's more efficient called the Super Schwank, and it has insulation on the mixing chamber back here. That makes it a little bit more efficient. This is just more of a branding piece here. You know, it has the Schwank logo on here embossed, but it attaches just by some tabs over here. We'll start from the beginning. This is the gas valve. It's just a Honeywell single-stage gas valve. It's got a Fenwell controller. Hooks up right back here. Maximum 14 inches, minimum 6, and about 5 inches operating. So it's right up there. This is the patented Delta mixing chamber back here. What it does is that it heats up the air and gas mixture back here in the heating chamber in the back, and it comes out these ceramic heating elements. This is the flame rod over here. This is the 24 volt direct spark ignition. So just 24 volt has to go to it. And it lights here. All the gas comes out here, and these ceramic elements heat up, just like your radiant grill, for example. Now, the difference between this and the low intensity that we talked about before was that the low intensity tubular infrared really operates at the burner around 850 to 900 degrees. After about 30, 40, 50 feet, that gets down to about 300 degrees. This operates at 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. So this glows cherry red. If you haven't seen these before, that's why they call this a luminous. That's another term for high intensity. These used to be called high bay heaters because they were used in solutions, applications like we saw in the warehouse of 30 to 50 feet. Then that transitioned to high intensity. Now the official term, the industry term, is luminous, and that's because you can see these glow cherry red. And since this is now 1800 degrees, it has a higher radiant factor. We'll talk about radiant factors a little later. You also have to worry about the clearance to combustibles. All right, if this is 1800 degrees, the clearance to combustibles is usually more than 5 feet. Doesn't come into play if these are mounted at 30 to 50 feet, but sometimes you have some racking that you have to be careful of. Also, some of the options you can get are a screen here to protect this. You know, if you don't want birds flying into this, if it's way up high, you know, you can order that as an option. And it also has extensions that go about a foot off either side in case this is mounted on a wall and you don't want to have the wall get hot. So they can have extensions, reflector extensions that you hang right here that go down to about. Now, let's talk about the thermostat a little bit. This is the TruTemp thermostat. And most of the time you see these with single stage heating only thermostats. But one of the things about infrared, whether it's tubular or luminous, is it has a radiant factor that makes your skin feel warm, so you can set the thermostat for the ambient temperature down further, sometimes down to 58, 59, 60 degrees if you wanted to have it to be at 70 degrees. And that's what this does. This is a semi-spherical black globe here that fits over the thermostat on the wall, and this catches the radiant heat as long as you have it within line of sight. You don't have to have it directly under, but you can mount it on a column or a wall so it is in line of sight of the rays from the luminous heater. And this measures radiant and ambient temperature and allows you to set the space temperature down to 55 degrees. Now also the thing that this allows you to do is setback. This has an automatic 9-degree setback. It has a light sensor up here, so if you're in a service garage or something like that and you turn off the lights, it senses that and it will automatically set back 9 degrees. Now you don't want to have more than a 9-degree setback because the main way this heats is by heating the slab. So you don't want to have a setback of 15 or 20 degrees because the slab will cool down too much. You want to have this setback only to be 9 degrees. Some of the tech support people gave me a good analogy that they say you want to heat everything up gradually, kind of like a crock pot. You don't want to heat it up quickly like a frying pan. So you don't want to have the setback and the slab to cool down too much. You want to keep that at a constant temperature, and that's what this allows you to do. Thanks for spending time with me today to watch the Schwank high intensity product demo. I hope you've learned a little bit about the product components, the product itself, and a little bit about the installation. Please click on the subscribe below to subscribe to TEC Tube, and click on the bell to get notifications when new TEC Tube videos come out. Thank you very much.